Greetings to you all. I say Anunwula to you all. When I say Anunwula in Dagbon, it means good evening. In some parts, I will say Antiri. Antiri means good afternoon. And let me just show you all the greetings. And Dasiba means good morning. This is from Dagbonle language. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing? How is everybody doing? And how is the families at your side doing? How is work going on? In tonight's video, remember I already shared it on my community page. Tonight's video is gonna be a history night. That is sharing with you about the history of the Dagbon Kingdom of Northern Ghana. Some call it the Dagomba Kingdom. And then sharing with you about the Mamprusi Kingdom of Northern Ghana, as well as the Nanumba Kingdom of Northern Ghana, and then our brothers and sisters Kingdom of Burkina Faso. That is the Mossi Kingdom of Burkina Faso. I just want to say welcome to the channel once again. Queen Mark, you're welcome. Tonight is gonna be a very interesting night of history. It's gonna be a very interesting night of history. And then I would also welcome any question with regards to this topic for tonight about the history of these four kingdoms in Africa that I've mentioned. And with time, I'm gonna make some more research and then come out with histories of the other kingdoms in Ghana, especially in the northern parts. But before I continue with this video, I want us to enjoy some Dagbonle drums, drumming and singing, as well as, dancing. But I'm not gonna dance in this live video. I'm gonna share with you about some Dagbonle oral historians drumming and dancing for us to enjoy at least some few minutes of music before we get into the real business. So enjoy this drumming and singing from an oral historian we call Alidu Bizan. So enjoy this from Alidu Bizan. want me to dance? Do you want me to show some small skills? Some small dancing moves. Yeah. So. Okay, that was fun. Greetings to Jetun Belly. Hey, how are you doing? Jetun Belly. Foster Zakwesi. Greetings to you. MSLTP. Greetings to you. Abdul Rauf Sadiq. You said pass Sahi Lala. Yes. Kas Sahanyele ni Muhambala. Lala Nyele. Abdul Rauf said pass Sahi. He said it's not a joke. That is it. Queen Mark. Greetings from Tamale, Northern Ghana. So let's get into the real deal. Jetun Belly said, you are the bridge between the diasporan and our ancestral homeland. My ancestors' soul is filled more each time I watch your channel. Thank you so much, my sister. This is all what we have to share for our brothers and sisters at home to learn, for our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to learn, and for the black community at large to learn. You understand? So everything that I share is pure, authentic. All these knowledges that I'm sharing with you, all these histories that I'm sharing with you, it was something that has been passed to us. You know, growing up at a palace each night after eating our dinner, the oral historian will come around, you know, teach us about the history of our ancestors and so on. So tonight I'm gonna take you for us to learn the history about the Dagomba ethnic group of northern Ghana. That is the Dagbon Kingdom of northern Ghana. Some people call it Dagbon. Dagbon is the original name, Dagbon Kingdom. And you know, those who don't know how to pronounce the Dagbon, they call it Dagomba. So in some parts, especially in the southern part like this, when you go there, they call us Dagombes. But we are Dagbamba. So the name of the kingdom is Dagbon. Dagbon Kingdom. The name to the people in the kingdom is Dagbamba, and the language is called Dagbanle. The Mamprusi Kingdom. The name to the kingdom is Mamprgu. Mamprgu. The name to the people in the kingdom is Mamprusi, and the name to their language is Mamprle. Mamprle, and some call it Mamprsle. The name to the Nanumba Kingdom of northern Ghana is called Nunun. 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 The language itself is called Nanun, and the people are called Nanumba. And with the Mossis in Dagbon, we call the Mossis Mohe. And then we call the language Mohale. That is our brothers and sisters from Burkina Faso. And then we call the kingdom itself the Mohe Kingdom. You understand? So now let me take you to how the origins of this particular ethnic groups that I'm talking about. You see, I'm just gonna start it right away. The homeland of the Dagomba, that is the Dagbon. The homeland of the Dagomba is called Dagbon. The homeland of the Dagomba is called Dagbon, and it covers about 20,000 kilometers square in area. The Dagombas are the second largest tribe of the 54 ethnic groups in Ghana. The Dagomba, that is the Dagbamba, they are the second largest tribe of the 54 ethnic groups in Ghana. Ethnic groups that has inhabited Dagbon Kingdom include the Mamprusi, the Nanumba, the Gonja, the Mossi, the Grusi, the Frafra, the Kusasi people, the Wala people, the Libi, and the Konkomba. The area constitutes districts. The area constitutes districts, and the districts is Tamale South District, Tamale North District, Tamale Central District, Sanargo District. These are the districts that we have within Tamale, not the Kingdom of Dagbon, but within Tamale. Now we have the Tolong District, we have Savelogo District, we have Nanton District, we have Bushego District, we have Karga District, we have Mian District, we have Yendi District, we have Saboba District, we have Cherpone District, we have Zabzogo District, we have Bunkpurugu Yunyo District. There is a whole lot of districts in northern Ghana that when I'm gonna count them, it will take a lot of our time. And we have the Savelogo district along the airport area. So and these are all in present day northern Ghana. And the history continues. These are the districts that I've just mentioned. The overlord of the Dagbon traditional kingdom, that is the overlord king, that some people also call the paramount king. The overlord king of the traditional kingdom is the Yana. That is the name given to the paramount king of this kingdom. It is the person of Yana who is the overlord king of the Dagbon kingdom. And his court and administrative capital is at Yendi. That is where he is settled. So you see, politically, Tamale is the capital city of northern Ghana, and traditionally, Yendi is the capital town in northern Ghana. That is where our overlord king is settled. He's called Yana, and some also call him Najewa. So he has two names to his title. Yana and Najewa, both are his titles. He has so many titles, but it is these two titles that he's well known to be. The Dagbon Kingdom has traditional administrative responsibilities. High title: a cephalous group like the Konkomba, Bimoba, Chekosi, Basare, Chamba, Wala, Grusi, and Zantansi. All these particular tribes that I mentioned has been surrounded by Dagombas. You understand? They have been surrounded by the Dagombas. The seat of the Yana, which literally translates as king of absolute power. The seat of the Yana, which literally translates as king of absolute power, is a collection of lion skins. It is a collection of lion skins. Thus, the Dagbon or each political system is often called the Yendi skin. It is called the Yendi skin, not throne or crown or stool. So it means that our title is not a throne title, it's not a crown title, and it's neither a stool title. It is a skin title. And that is why our kings sit on the skins of animals. So the Yana, for instance, that is the overlord king of the kingdom. He sits on the skin of a lion. And some kings sit on the skins of buffaloes and so many wild animals, skins of so many wild animals. The origins of Dagbon can be traced to Tohaje. The origins of Dagbon can be traced to Tohaje, and that is the Red Hunter. Tohaje is in Dagbanle, and when you translate it into English, it is the Red Hunter. Tohaje hailed from Zamfara. Tohaje hailed from Zamfara, and that is somewhere in present-day northern Nigeria, and traveled to the Mali Empire. So when Tohaje hailed from Zamfara in present-day northern Nigeria, he traveled to the Mali Empire. Tohaje was a very brave hunter who masters archery, the art of hunting with the bow and arrow. The bow and arrow. That was what he was specialized in using for his hunting. That was the weapons he was using for his hunting. So the Red Hunter was specialized in the use of bows and arrows. On arrival in the Mali Empire, he settled in a village in the middle of drought. Tohaje settled in a village in the middle of drought. That is, at that time, the place was so dried. There wasn't water anywhere around that area. The village's only source of water was a river taken by a wild bush cow, that is a buffalo. The buffalo believed to be an evil spirit, and it kills anyone who ventured to the river to draw water. Tohaje led the villagers to kill the wild beast, making the river accessible. He then organized the people and made war on the rival villages, who has constantly raided his new-founded home. Thus establishing himself as a successful warrior and leader. For his bravery and assistance to the people, Tohaje was rewarded with a Malian princess. And the princess was called Pawobga. That was the name of the Malian princess that Tohaje married. It was the king of Mali who gave Tohaje the princess for him to marry. And there's a history here. Pawobga in Dagbale means a woman who is disabled, like a woman who is crippled. So when Toaje was able to help these villages in the Mali Empire, they were so happy, and the king called out all his princesses, and then lined them up and told Toaje to pick among them the woman or the princess that he likes. So when Toaje was going to pick the woman that he likes among all the women, he decided to choose the disabled one. That is what the Red Hunter did. That is our original ancestor that I'm talking about. So Toaje chose Pawobga, that is the disabled woman, as a wife. The Malian princess gave birth to a son, Pognambo. The Malian princess that Toaje married, the Red Hunter married, gave birth to a son called Pognambo. And Pognambo grew up and exhibited bravery and warrior acuity. He grew up and exhibited bravery and warrior acuity similar to his father. After the death of his parents, after the death of Toaje and the princess, Pognambo traveled westwards from the Mali Empire to Bion. Bion is in the Dagomba area in Burkina Faso. So Pognambo traveled, that is the son that Toaje had with the Malian princess. When Toaje and his mother died, Pognambo, that was the name of their son, their prince, I would say, migrated from the Mali Empire and then came downwards to somewhere in Burkina Faso that was called, and is still called, Bion. Bion is B-U-I-N, Bion, and Bion is in the Dagomba area of the Burkina Faso, where after defeating the Tindana became chief of Bion. So when Pognambo went there, during those days, there was a lot of struggles with regards to the foundation of the kingdoms. There was a whole lot of struggles during those days. And because of that, a lot of our ancestors have shed their bloods for us to have these kingdoms that we have in the entire continent of Africa. So when Pognambo, overcome the Tindana of Bion, he ruled the kingdom of Bion until his death. Pognambo ruled the kingdom of Bion until his death. He established the chieftainship of Bion. So he was the one who established the chieftainship of Bion at the time. And that is history. So to my brothers and sisters who are the Gruma people of Burkina Faso from Fadan Gruma, this is the part of the history. You see how our history mingle, like makes up together. So Pognambo married 2 women at Bion. Pognambo married 2 women. That was whilst he was at Bion. The 2 women were Shihisabga, and Shihisabga was daughter of the fetish priest of Bion, and Soyini, that is daughter of the king of Fadan Gruma. So Pognambo married a daughter to the fetish priest of Bion, at the same time get married to the king of Fadan Gruma. That is on his arrival. Soyini gave birth, that is the second wife, Soyini, gave birth to Jewa. Sohini gave birth to Jewa, whilst Sheikh Sabga gave birth to Malgamsim, Nyelagele, and Namjishale. So it means that Sohini, that is Pognombo's second wife, gave birth to only Jewa, whilst Sheikh Sabga, his first wife, gave birth to Malgamsim, Nyelagele, and Namjishale. After the death of Pagnombo, there was constant war between his sons, that is his princes, for the chieftainship of Bion. So there were constant struggles as to who succeeds their father. You understand? And this was in the 13th century. This was in the 13th century. So this in the 13th century led to the migration of Bewa with a large following to Pusiga, that is present-day Upper East region of Ghana. Pusiga is now present-day Upper East region of Ghana, and that is around Bolgatanga and Boku areas. To those who know Ghana very well, you know what I'm talking about, especially northern Ghana. Najewa established. Najewa, that is our ancestor who migrated from Bion in Fadan Gruma. When he migrated to Pusiga, which is now present-day Upper East region, it was there that he established the kingdom of the greater and ancient Dagbon, which he ruled until his death. You understand? So the other sons of Pagnombo, Nyelagele, founded the chieftainship of Nangodi. The other sons of Pagnombo, that is Nyelagele, founded the chieftainship of Nangodi. Nangodi is in the Upper East region. And Namjishele founded the chieftainship of Tongo. Tongo is also in the Upper East region. So you see how it is in the north. It is two princes who founded the kingdoms in the Upper East region of Ghana, that is around Bolgatanga area, and these are their names. That is Nyelagele and then Namjishele. All these words names that I'm mentioning are from Dagbonle language. In Pusiga, the chieftainship of Pusiga, the chieftainship of the kingdom of Greater Dagbon became known as Nam. It became known as Nam. So that is the title to all the chieftaincies in the north. At Pusiga, when Nabewa founded the ancient Greater Dagbon Kingdom, the title given to all the chieftaincies in general, he gave it a name, Nam, N-A-M, Nam. So that is the name of chieftaincy in Dagbon. Sorry, I'm having some network challenges, but everything will be fine. So in Pusiga, the chieftainship of the kingdom of Great Dagbon became known as Nam, which was the preserve of the male children of Nabewa. So it was the Nam that Nabewa preserved for his children, his grandchildren, and his royal family lineage. After the death of Nabewa, there was once again power struggles among his sons for the Nam, that is the chieftainship. In the heat, after the death of Nabewa, there was once again power struggles as to who succeeds him as the king of Pusiga during those days in history. In the heat of the struggle, one of his princes, who was called Zerle, murdered his brother Kufogu and became chief of Biun. You see how it goes. So when he did that, he murdered his brother and then go back and became become a chief of what? Biun. Much to the displeasure of his siblings, that is Zerle's siblings. This led to war between the brothers, and finally, let me take my time and explain something for you to understand now. In those days, majority of the tribes in northern Ghana, the majority of these tribes, they were all the same ancestor, just like one father, one mother, the same father, the same mother. That is how the kingdom of the tribes in the northern Ghana started. About 90% of the tribes in northern Ghana, that was how they started. So when this happened and they all decided to migrate to different locations to found their new kingdoms, that is the princes of Najewa, Sitobu, Twagu, and Mantambo. Sitobu, Twagu, and Mantambo. Sitobu in Dagbon means sword. We call it Shitobu, sword. The Sitobu is the case of a sword where people use their swords to put in. Like when you have a case of your sword, that is the name of a case to a sword in Dagbon Sitobu. Twagu in Dagbon means hunting. That is to a very big shrine in the kingdom of Dagbon. So you see, Sitobu, Twagu, and Mantambo, all children of Najewa, moved southwards from Pusiga. That is, Pusiga is in the north side. When you are in Dagbon, Pusiga, the upper east region, is located in the north part of Dagbon Kingdom. And when they are also over there, the northern region, which is around the Dagbon Kingdom, Tamale and all its towns and villages, is located in the south. So we are around the south part and they are around the north part. So Sitobu, Twagu, Mantambo, all children of Najewa, moved southwards from Pusiga with their followers. Twagu, who was the eldest son, founded the Mamprusi Kingdom, that is the Mamprusi Kingdom. Mantambo, who was the youngest, founded the Nanumba Kingdom, that is the Nunun Kingdom. And Sitobu, who was next to Twagu, founded the modern Dagbon Kingdom that we all living in now. Mamprusi and Dagbon Kingdom consider each other as brothers. They share the same ancestry in Najewa. You see, this is the reason why people of Nunun Kingdom, that is the Nanumba Kingdom, the Mamprusi Kingdom, and the Dagbon Kingdom, that is the Dagomba Kingdom, consider each other as brothers. They share the same ancestry in in Najewa. A daughter of Najewa, that is a princess of Najewa. A princess of Najewa who was called Yentwagre. A princess of Najewa who was known as Yentwagre married a Gruma and they established the kingdom of Mossi in Burkina Faso. A princess of Najewa who was known as Yentwagre married a Gruma man, and they established the Mossi Kingdom of Burkina Faso. So the Mossis are our cousins. You understand? Or let me put it that way. So you see, this is the reason why the Mossi people of Burkina Faso are playmates to us. We are playmates to the Mossi people of Burkina Faso, or the Mossi tribe of Burkina Faso. So each and every year, the king of the Mossi Kingdom of Burkina Faso will send delegation to come and pay homage to the overlord king of Dagbon. From there, they will go and pay homage to the overlord king of the Mamprusi Kingdom. From there, they will go and pay homage to the overlord king of the Nanumba Kingdom. And likewise, the Dagombas, the Mamprusi, also do it every year. They also go to Burkina Faso and pay homage to them. We have the same festivals. Our languages is very similar, and we share everything in common. So after all these kingdoms was founded, the next king to rule the kingdom of Dagbon was called Nanyasi. And that was around 1416 to 1432. That was the time that he ruled Dagbon. These were the years that he ruled the Dagbon kingdom. 1416 to the year 1432. So after Sitobo founded the Dagbon kingdom, the kingship became known as Yana. The kingship became known as Yana. That is the king of absolute power, or the king of strength. So after the death of Sitobo, he was succeeded by his son Nanyasi, who spread the kingdom of Dagbon in all four directions. That is the north part of Dagbon, the south part of Dagbon, the east part of Dagbon, and then the west part of Dagbon. He was the one who used his strength and fought and then spread the kingdom in all four directions. Upon ascension to the skins of Yani, that is when he became the king of the Yendi skins, that is the overlord king of Dagbon. Nanyasi made war on the Dagbon Sablesi. Those days, there were some tribes that we call the Black Dagombas, Dagbon Sablesi, and founded Yani Dabari. So when he made war with them, he founded the first traditional capital town of Dagbon, known as Yani Dabari. That is the old Yendi. So after he made war with the Dagbon Sablesi, that is the Black Dagombas, he founded Yani Dabari as the new seat, that is capital of the kingdom. On his way, Nanyasi fought with the Tindana of Disiga and then of Pigu, and appointed his son Zakbobo as chief of Pigu, and then proceeded to Diari, we call it Diale, Dipale, Singa, Dalong, Tibong, Longbong, Vago, Belong, Kumbungu, and Zugu, all in today's western Dagbon. All these villages is now today western Dagbon. So this was the days he conquered all these areas in today's western Dagbon. The Tindamba, that is plural of Tindana. Tindamba is plural, and then Tindana is singular. The Tindambas are the fetish priests of some particular kingdoms or communities. The Tindamba were killed, and he appointed his sons Sheno, Dana, Lariuao, Balaga, Tonte, Suzable, Lego, Bumbiam, and Wa respectively as chiefs of the conquered villages. The success of Nanyasi is attributed primarily to a well-structured military that overwhelmed the opposition. The Dagbon Kingdom was surrounded by peoples of the African savannah who lacked a sophisticated political or military organization, and therefore fell easy prey to the mounted warriors. The cavalry were very instrumental in the spread of the Dagbon Kingdom. They could travel long distance across the flat open countryside of the north, taking villages and establishing authority by appointing chiefdoms and chiefs in the conquered villages. Nanyasi and subsequent kings of Dagbon, after conquering new villages, established themselves as rulers of the people. They appointed chiefs to preserve order and hardly influence the way of life of the indigenes. The new rulers married from the conquered, thus successfully assimilating the new villages into the Dagbon Empire. At Zangbalon, Nanyasi appointed his uncle, Bruzambo. Sorry, as I told you earlier on, I've been having some network challenges. One man went to Mao. He said, "Ghana boy, I hope you are saying of that American woman's property. She paid a fair price for it fair square, and we will not allow to rob her." Very educative, Prince. Keep up with the good work. Thank you. Greetings, King Genocide. Blessed love to you. Good evening. Brother Yabua, good evening. How are you doing? And Jetun Bailey said, what is the relationship between the tribes of North Ghana and the area in which Accra is located? What is the history of that relationship? All the tribes of Northern Ghana, as a matter of fact, doesn't have so much relationship with regards to history. The tribes in Northern Ghana has a lot to do with the tribes. That is the Gan tribe, the Gan Adami tribes in Accra. Though we are all in the same country, but our ancestors migrated from different parts of West Africa and then founded these kingdoms in Ghana. You understand? So if I'm gonna give you a fair answer to this question, I'll just say we are all Ghanaians, but with regards to ethnicity or tribal related issues, we don't speak the same language. We don't we don't even hear each other's language, because the Dagbon Kingdom is one of the oldest kingdom in Ghana, and even when you trace the history of Ghana very well, this particular name that Ghana has something to do with around the Mali, that is the Songhai Empire. So the original founders, or the original history of Ghana has to do much with the Mali Empire, and that is why the Dagbon Kingdom is one of the most oldest kingdom in Ghana. You understand? So that is it. Brother Yabua, you said your Ashanti friend is in the house. Yes. Menuya, mahu pa medasi say wa ba fie ni mu anadwi medasi pa bra Yabua. Echina na aju yebeshia. Echina na aju de ebe fire. So Emerald Gold said hello. I said greetings. Wow. Jamaican Little but Talawa. Greetings to you, family. How is the entire family doing? And how is things going on in Canada? Blessed love to all of you, my family. Africa today. Mabia anawula. Oi, kazonzon glibia wula. Tejera. Mossi Davis said greetings to you, Mossi Davis. King Genocide said thanks for teaching. I said thank you very much. Kenyatta Gross said, Prince, I have seen the statues the Burkinabe make with their warrior queen founder. Yeah, we and the Burkinabes, especially the Mossis, are one people. We are one people. You understand? From the same ancestor. So now let me continue with the history. So let me continue from here so that you'll be able to understand it very well. So Nanyasi and subsequent kings of Dagbon, after conquering new villages, established themselves as rulers of the people. They appointed chiefs to preserve order and hardly influence the way of life of the indigenous. The new rulers married from the conquered, thus successfully assimilating the new villages into the Dagbon Empire. At Zangbalong, Nanyasi appointed his uncle Brzambo as chief of Zangbalong, and at Didoge he appointed one of his followers, Bolega, as chief of Didoge. Nanyasi continued on his conquests, taking Punkwang, Zakwale, and Nani. He installed his sons Tulibi, Bumbalga, and Kolenjele as chiefs of these conquered villages. At Karga, his uncle, brother of Sitobu, became the king of Karga, while other uncles, Buyum Komba and Bojelgu, were appointed to the chiefdoms of Miang and Sunsong respectively. After the conquest in western Dagbon, Nanyasi crossed the Oti River. After the conquest in western Dagbon, Nanyasi crossed the Oti River into the eastern Dagbon, where he conquered Zabzo. So to those who know the Oti River, you know the river that I'm talking about right now. When you are going to Zabzo, you know the river. So after the conquest in western Dagbon, Nanyasi crossed the Oti River into eastern Dagbon, where he conquered Zabzo, installing his son Yelem as chief of Zabzo, and then proceeded to Nakpale and skinned Yambaya as king of Nakpale. Next came Salankpang, where his grandson Nyurba was appointed chief, and Tanamo went to another grandson, Kabiam. Nanyasi returned to Yao, that is Yendi, the capital city of Dagbon. In typical Dagbonle language, that is how we call it, Yao. Nanyasi returned to Yao and killed the Tindana of Namuao. Our ancestors were very powerful and strong. Very, very, very powerful, both spiritually, physically strong. And they were using horses when they were fighting wars. They were sitting on horsebacks. They were sitting on horsebacks using bows and arrows, and without using guns. They weren't using guns. So when Nanyasi returned to Yao, he killed the Tindana of Namuao. It was whilst at Yao Nanyasi built Yendabare, where he died, and that was in 1432. So when Nanyasi died in 1432, the history of Dagbon continues. And you see, when he died in 1432, the next king that succeeded Nanyasi was Nazulandi. Nazulandi succeeded Nanyasi, that is the overlord king of Dagbon, Nanyasi. When he died in 1432, his successor was called Nazulandi, and he ruled Dagbon from 1432 to 1442. And when he passed on, after his transition, it was Nabergodera who succeeded Nazulandi, and that was between the years of 1442 to 1454. After Nabergodera, when he transitioned, it was Nazulgu who succeeded Nabergodera, and Nazulgu ruled the Dagbon Kingdom in the year 1469 to 1486. And right after that, when he transitioned, it was Nazongmang. This Nazongmang, he has a whole lot of history about Dagbon that I like so much. He was a king with full of proverbs. He was a king of proverbs, and I have some of his proverbs that our oral historians used to sing that I always like. Nzongmaya kushemia nanuma. Do you want me to sing? This was from Lunga Adam. Lunga Adam would say, Amandumayo, Ndumayo, Ndumayo. Ayabra boy will sell Dunian yo, Zolgazuzong. Zona Kandan shall be yo. Never bomblena Jawashi. Drama never zong ba pa wumbi yo. Never zong ba the wumbi yo. Never zong ba na yenzo na numbatoni sapalambia. This na yenzo was a prince to Nazongmang. So when Nazongmang was going to die, he called all his elders at the palace and then asked them that as we are sitting in this palace hall, I'm going to ask you a question and you give me the right answer. As we are sitting in this palace hall, you can see that one part of the wall to the palace hall is being cracked, such that when you look through the crack, you can see outside. And they said yes. And he asked them, so this particular crack that you see, do you think it can be sealed with a thread and a needle? And they said no. When a building is cracked, no one can use needle and thread to seal it. And he ordered his men to go to the bush and then cut the stem or the trunk of a tree and come home. So when they brought this trunk of a tree, he told them to use axe to divide it into so many pieces. So when they divided so many pieces, in Dagbon we call it the Wartanabra. When they divided into so many pieces, he said, the one piece that you brought, how many pieces did you get? And they said, when we divided the one trunk, we had a lot of pieces. And he said, yes. That is the proverb that I'm going to give you today. My time is up. So you will receive strangers here. And he told them that as you see the wall to the palace that cracks and you said it cannot be sealed, that is how my life has become today. my life cannot be sealed again. So when he gave them all these proverbs and told them to leave, when they leave, he went to the room and died. Our ancestors were very powerful, that when they are going to die, they would know that this is the day that I'm going to die, this is the time that I'm going to die, but they will leave a lot of proverbs behind. They will leave a lot of moral lessons behind before they go. So after, when Nazongman became the king of Dagbon in 1480, he died in 1506. So after Nazongman, it was Nanumba who succeeded Nazongman. This Nanumba, he also has a whole lot of history, and he was the son of Nazongman. In Dagbanle, the oral historians call him Najargo. Najargo means a full king. He was very, very sympathetic. He was very, very sympathetic. So anything that he see going on in life, which is very sad to him, he always provides what he can to, uplift people, even to a point that he can give his last penny to make somebody survive, and he will sleep hunger as a king. So this Nanumba, his mother suffered a lot at the palace before he gave birth to him. His mother suffered a lot before he gave birth to him. So in some part of the oral history in Dagbanle, the oral historians will say that Marana la namba dramani sapalan yile balu sapalan biyo numbatoni yo yi sapalan dapal nambona marana la namba dramani jogi yile trama de chawla kan yel ne tabla ba'zum yala pa'binyo na zolgni de yu atlandla ko na timti yala balu sapalana zangma biwo ntama kan jilo kom dindale trama ko zango zang tina zolgo dibnon dabayi ko tikirla zolgo do puni ngmande zolgo kana paba dalare trama pa pana pa ka tom piertolandoni tenen jinya la jim mahmo na zolgo ko nang yam no puni ntambalo ayon dindale. That is the history of Nazolgo that I'm singing in Dagbanle. If there is time, I would have translated all of this for you to see how his mother suffered before he gave birth to him as a king. So this Nanumba, when he transitioned in the year 1527, it was Nyenzo who succeeded him, and he succeeded him in 1527, and he transitioned in 1543. So after Nyenzo, it was Darjao who succeeded Nyenzo in 1543 to 1554. And now this comes the most powerful powerful king of the kingdom of Dagbon, the most ever powerful. This king was called Naluru. Naluru has ruled all the towns and communities in northern Ghana. Naluru was the one who has ever made that history in the kingdom of Dagbon. Naluru ruled all the towns and villages, the small towns, the big villages, including the paramount, itself. It was Naluru, Zolgo Biluru. Naluru was the son of Nazolgo. Do you remember I mentioned Nazolgo in this conversation? So Nazolgo was the king of Dagbon in 1469 to 1486. And Naluru became king of Dagbon in 1554 to 1570. So Naluru was Nazolgo's son. So after Naluru, it was Natitore, Zutitore, Natitore, Na Tutore was Na Liro's son. It was him who succeeded his father, Na Tutore. So Na Tutore became the king of Dagbon in 1570 to 1589. So you see how our chieftaincy has started way back, way back. So after Na Tutore, it was Na Zale who became the king of Dagbon in the year 1589 to 1606. So after Na Zale, it was Na Zulkule that became the king of Dagbon in 1609 to 1627. And after Na Zale, it was Na Zanjina Yambum Bierlana. It was this Na Zanjina who has brought the idea of women dressing and men dressing. During all these days that I'm talking about, men and women were walking naked. Men and women were walking naked. No dresses, no anything. They were just walking naked. And this Nazanjina that I'm talking about, he ruled Dagbon. He ruled the Dagbon Kingdom from 1648 to 1677. He was a merchant. So he was traveling throughout the countries of West Africa, doing businesses with other countries. And he was a very wealthy king. So it was him who was able to bring clothing, and he was the one who opened the doors for West African countries to come to the Dagbon Kingdom to do business. As a matter of fact, the Dagbon Kingdom was one of the most powerful kingdoms that if you are not allowed to come into this kingdom, you can't set your foot here. It was the Dagbon Kingdom that has these capabilities in northern Ghana way back in history. So he was the one, when he became the king of Dagbon, he opened the doors for people to come and do businesses here, for people to come and live with us here. And he was educated as well in the Islam aspect. He was the one. It was during his era that Islam came to Dagbon. It was during the era of Nazanjina that Islam came to Dagbon, and he was the one who allowed our brothers and sisters in Nigeria to bring Islam to the kingdom of Dagbon. He was the one who introduced the business, the idea of buying and selling. Those days they were dealing with barter trade system, a trade system that we call barter trade. This barter trade these days, it was like when you have something, like when I have this cap, and then you have let's say you have something that I like and you like my cap, I'll give my cap to you and take what you have. That is how they were doing. So it was during the era of Nazanjina that he came, and they introduced the use of cowries shield as money. It was during his time that they introduced cowries shield as money. Did you ever know that people were using cowries shield in this kingdom as money? In the past, cowries shield was money here. It was what they used to do buying and selling, like exchange of goods and services. You understand? So Nazanjina has contributed a lot to the history of Dagbon, and he was the ruler in the year 1648 to 1677. So he ruled the kingdom for 29 years. So after Nazanjina, it was Na Andan Saleh who succeeded Nazanjina in the year 1677 to 1687. And that was, and he ruled the kingdom for 10 years. So after Na Andan Saleh, it was Na Bumbiao who succeeded Na Andan Saleh in the year 1687, and he died in the year 1700. So after Na Bumbiao, it was Na Garba. Na Garba. When you go to my community post, you will see a post that I make about we and the Ashantis and the origination of our Musketeer group, that is our warrior group. In Dagbon, we call them Kambonsi. Some call them Sapashinima, but their original name is Kambonsi. Do you know why we call them Kambonsi? It is because we inherited that tradition from the Ashantis in the 18th century. Yeah, that was around the the beginning of the 17th century. That was the beginning of the 17th century. And it has a history behind that. It has a history behind that relationship that we had with the Ashantis till we inherited this, our warrior group, and learn how to use guns from them. So there's even some misinformation that I come across on the internet. It's like on a particular YouTube channel that I saw a video where they edited and a warrior used his gun like this and it fired. In our history, no warrior in the history of Dagbon, no king or warrior in the history of Dagbon has ever pointed his hand like this and it fires a gunshot. You understand? Let's deal with real history, bare facts of history, and let's not try to manipulate things to bring people's mind into what we are doing. That is why I don't edit my videos. When I do any video, what I do, I bring it straight. No more, no less. So it was during this era of Nagarba that we developed relationship with the Ashantis, and that was 1700 to 1720. That was the years of 1700 to the year 1720, and that was the era of Otumfuo Osei the first, the great grandfather to this current Ashanti king, Otumfuo Osei the second. So the first Otumfuo was the first, and the current Ashanti king Otumfuo is the second. So he has inherited the Otumfuo the first that I'm talking about here during the time that we had this relationship with the Ashantis. And that was the time that we have this, our Musketeer group, also known as the warrior group, or the Kambonsi, or the Sapashinima. There's a history behind that I'm gonna share with you in the future. It will be a very interesting video that you're gonna learn about the Dagombas and the Ashantis, how far we have come, and how we develop our relationship in the past up to date. So after the era of Nagarba, which was 1700 to 1720, the next king was Nasa. It was Sa Zebulun. It was Sa Zebulun, and he ruled Dagbon Kingdom in the years of 1720 to 1735. So he ruled for 15 years. And the next king who succeeded Sa Zebulun was Zebulun Bandamda. Zebulun Bandamda, Chan Salamo, let me praise him. Zebulun Bandamda, Bulakaro Bandamle Pavre. That was his appellation. Bulakaro Bandamle Pavre. Bulakaro Bandamle Pavre. It was this Zebulun Bandamda. The days of his reign that he ruled the Dagbon Kingdom was from 1735, and he died in 1749. So he died in 1749. This Zebulun Bandam that I'm talking about, one of his prince was Nantona Yondo. Nanton is a community in northern Ghana here, and it has about 54 villages in each jurisdiction. So the king of Nanton, the area is called the Nanton Traditional Area, and he is a paramount king by himself, though he's under the jurisdiction of the overlord king of Dagbon. He has 54 villages in his jurisdiction. So meaning that all these 54 villages is under his jurisdiction. A prince to na Zebulun Bandamda, that is the king who ruled the Dagbon Kingdom in the year 1735 to 1749, was having a prince that was called Nantona Yondo. His name was Yondo, and he became the king of Nanton, the village that has all these 54 villages under its jurisdiction. And it was this Nantona Yondo who gave birth to Lamashana Mummuni. Lamashegu is a community in Tamale here. To those who are on my channel and knows Tamale very well, you will know Lamashegu. Lamashegu is a community in Tamale here. So look at how our lineage goes. From Zebulun Bandam, that the overlord king of the kingdom of Dagbon, he gave birth to Nantona Yondo. And Nantona Yondo gave birth to Lamashana Mummuni, and Lamashana Mummuni gave birth to my father. So you see how my lineage goes. So our lineage and our royal family begins from the top. You understand? So that is why, as people who are from royal families, there is a whole lot of ways that we take care of situations. There is a whole lot of ways that we use to take care of situations, especially when it comes to things that has to take you to be patient. You understand? So after Zebulun Bandamda, from 1735 to 1749, the next king to rule the kingdom of Dagbon was Na Andan Jangbarga. Na Andan Jangbarga ruled, that was Na Andan Jangbarga the third. He ruled the kingdom of Dagbon from 1749 to 1772. So after Na Andan Jangbarga, it was Na Mahamman the first who ruled the kingdom. And Na Mahamman ruled the kingdom from 1772 to 1788. And he ruled the kingdom for 16 years. So after Na Mahamman, it was Na Zebulun Kulunku. He ruled the kingdom of Dagbon from 1788 to 1806. He also ruled for 18 years. So after that, it was Nasma Zolkule Dembelenkuma who ruled the kingdom of Dagbon. And this Nasma Zolkule ruled the kingdom of Dagbon from the year 1806 to 1824. He ruled for 18 years. So you see, Na Zebulun Kulunku ruled for 18 years, and Na Sima Zolkule also ruled for 18 years. So after Na Sima Zolkule, it was Na Yakubu Nantu who succeeded Na Zolkule, and Na Yakubu Nantu ruled the kingdom from 1824 to 1849. So he also ruled the kingdom for 25 years. So after Na Yakubu Nantu, it was Nabla Nabiao who ruled the kingdom. And Nabla Nabiao ruled the kingdom from 1849 to 1876. So after Nabla Nabiao, it was Na Andan Jirlong Galban Bibudale Bigo Mumborma Benkambora when Jama Benmanzan Girlong. That was his appellation. And you know what? It was like his appellation was like, to those who love me, it is their things that I want. If you don't love me, then I don't need anything from you. So Na Andan Girlonde ruled the kingdom from 1876, and he died in the year 1899. So he ruled for 23 years. So after Na Nandanjirlong, it was Nala Santi Parga who ruled the kingdom from 1899 to 1917, and he ruled for 18 years. So after Na Alasanti Parga, it was Na Abrusatan Kule who ruled the kingdom, and Na Abrusatan Kule ruled the kingdom from 1917 to 1938. So he ruled for 21 years. So after Na Abrusatan Kule, it was Na Mahankpema the second, Na Mahankpema the second, who ruled the kingdom, and he succeeded Na Abrusatan Kule. So Na Mahankpema the second ruled the kingdom from the year 1938 to the year 1948. So he ruled for 10 years. After Na Mahankpema, it was Na Mahambla who ruled the kingdom from 1948 to 1953. He ruled for 5 years. After Na Mahambla, it was Na Blabla who ruled the kingdom, and that was close to around independence. And he ruled the kingdom from 1954 to 1968, and he ruled the kingdom for 15 years. After Na Blabla, it was Nan Danzol Kule who ruled the kingdom, and Nan Danzol Kule the fifth. He was Na and Danzol Kule the fifth. You see, in the African chieftainship, of Africa, when you hear a king's name and you see the first attached to it, it means that he has an ancestor, or he is reincarnated to an ancestor. So me, for instance, when it's time for me to become a king like these people, when they mention my name, my reincarnation name, they would have to count the number of reincarnated ancestors that has come somewhere along the line. When they count till they reach my time, then if happens to be fall on the 5th place or the 6th place, then they will add that to my name. You understand? So for example, they will say Prince Dokurugu, King Dokurugu the 5th, or King Dokurugu the 6th, or whatever. You understand? And that is how the African traditions goes in every part of Africa. That is why this current Ashanti king is called Otumfuo Osetutu the second, because there was once Otumfuo Osetutu, and he was the first. And this current Ashanti king reincarnated him, so he happens to be the second. You understand how it goes? This is pure history that I'm teaching you tonight about the kingdoms and the chieftainships of Africa. You understand? So these particular chiefs that I'm mentioning are chiefs who has ruled the kingdom of Dagbon. You understand? That was from the days of the 14th century, right after our ancestors went through all these struggles, and their children came and founded this modern day Dagbon. This is the modern day. We have the olden day Dagbon, which starts somewhere around the Mali Empire. So our history is a very long history. If I'm not mistaken, it is the Dagombas that has the longest history in Ghana, one of the longest histories. Not only the Dagombas, the Guru ethnic groups. When we classify all these ethnic groups, we call them the Guru ethnic groups, or the Guru languages. In the northern region, we have a lot of ethnic groups that has the same ancestral that shares the same ancestral roots. So after Nablabla, when Nablabla became the king of Dagbon, he ruled the king of Dagbon from 1954 to 1968. So he ruled for 15 years. So right after Nablabla, it was Nan Danzol Kole the fifth who came and ruled from 1968 to 1968 again. So just imagine, in that same year, 1968 to 1968, he ruled the kingdom for 90 days, 3 months. You see how powerful some of the ancestors were. He ruled the kingdom for 3 months. You understand? So after After Na and Danzol who ruled for 90 days, it was Na Muhammadu V who succeeded Na Danzol Kole. He ruled the kingdom from 1969 to 1974. And right after Na and Danzol Kole, it was Na Yakubu, and he ruled the kingdom from 1974 to 2002. So he ruled for 28 years. And the current overlord king of Dagbon, I posted his picture on my community page about almost like a month ago. He's now the current king. Okay, family, so sorry, I'm still having some technical issues, but now I think everything is done, everything is okay, and um, I think everything is fine again. So family, how did you see the history? There's a lot of things that we have to share about. Jennifer called Christ. You said peace and blessings, Ayoko and family. Thank you, teacher. Professor, for the lessons of the day. You're welcome, Sister Jennifer called Christ. King Genocide, you said this could be a great movie. Our history is so much. Our history, even when I take my time very well to take you through history, you'll be inspired, and you will see it to be like something else. Kwame Kankan Buedu, you said, my prince, you have taken your content to another level. Yeah, I'm just sharing with you the stories of our ancestors. That is the real stories of our ancestors. And Queen Mamed said, you are a great storyteller. Thank you. Family, as we talk about history with regards to the foundations of these kingdoms, and how our ancestors struggled and everything. In the kingdoms itself, it has been divided. Our chieftaincies has been divided into so many groups. You understand? We have the warrior groups. We have some chieftaincies which is like a lower class chieftaincies. We have some chieftaincies that is from the higher royal families, like this history that I just shared with you about my lineage. You can see that I've mentioned the originator of our royal family in this list of kings that we had from the 14th century up to date. So royalty in the kingdom isn't something that people choose for themselves. It is the royalty that chooses you. And every person in the kingdom has got their positions in the kingdom. We have some people, they are just ordinary people. They are not from royal families or whatever. And we have some people, when they meet people who don't know anything about our history, sometimes they lie to them and they say, I'm from a royal family or whatever. And we have some people who are also from the families of the fetish priests. That is the people who takes care of our land spiritually. So we have our kingdom has been divided into so many times. Even I have heard some people saying that the kingdom of Dagbon has never been colonized. There is history behind this particular story that I've heard somewhere that says that in Ghana, it is only the Dagomba Kingdom that has never been colonized. It is not true. The kingdom of Dagbon was colonized by the British. It was being colonized by the British. But there's a very good history about it. And that particular history, we have a name for it in Dagbanle. It is called Adibodalla. Adibodalla was the day the Dagombas fought with the Germans. That was the day the Dagbon Kingdom came face to face with the battle, in a battlefield with the Germans. This history, if I'm going to continue with it tonight, if I'm going to take that history to join tonight's history, it will not, I will talk till daybreak, but I'll find a day and share with you about the history of Adibodalla. And whenever I hear about Adibodalla, I always remember this warrior's name, Kamondapiam Ziblim. Kamondapiam Ziblim. He was one of the bravest warrior that has fought the Germans till they ran away. With all their guns and their ammunitions, he was the one who was able to fight them with his horse, his bows and arrows till they ran away. So you see how powerful our ancestors were. I will find a day and share this story with you. So to all family and friends who are here, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your patience. And thank you so much for listening. Till we meet again next time, I say have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful evening. May the ancestors continue to bless us with knowledge, wisdom, patience, as well as understanding. And I pray that each and every one who is sick and being at the hospital, being at home, doing whatever they can to get well, I pray that the Almighty God and the ancestors will heal all of them. And to those who are mentally sick, to those who are physically sick, and to those who are still struggling in life with regards to how they're going to find the right path, I pray that all of you will see the right path, and I pray that all of you will follow the truth, and I pray that the path will be cleared for everyone to move on in life with peace and success. Till we meet again next time, I say have a wonderful evening and enjoy your night. Peace.